Alright, hello everybody and welcome back to your future favorite football channel. My name is Neil and you're back watching Streamatrix, and oh my god, what a day it has been for Manchester United fans. Manchester United have defeated Manchester City in a Manchester derby at the Etihad. Like, it is absolutely insane. In this video, in this live, whatever the way you're watching, we're going to like break down everything, every possible field of play, act of play, everything put together. And also what we are going to do is that rate our players, rate Amorim, rate our substitutions, everything, all that you can think about the match that's going to happen here right now in this stream. Let me know if you guys can hear everything perfectly. Just checking my mic, everything, because I do not want to be on mute while I stream this. But oh my god, what a day it has been for our Manchester United fans. Like, this is absolutely insane. Would not have guessed this, seen this coming as a Manchester United fan. I mean, yes, Manchester City have been going through a rough patch, and yes, Manchester United have also been going through a pretty rough patch. Although since Amorim's arrival, we are seeing this very conjoined together style of play. We are seeing a bit more action, we are seeing a bit more liveliness on the field, but overall our form has still not been up to the mark to an extent where we would think that we would be confident that we would go to Etihad and defeat Manchester City. But oh my god, what a turnaround it has been. Like, I was jumping off my seat while watching. I thought of doing a watch along, but unfortunately was not able to do that. But what a day it has been in terms of, and I cannot wait to get into the reaction of all of this. And no matter what you are, if you're a neutral fan, if you're a Man City fan, or if you're a Man United fan, the form that City are in right now is pretty concerning. I don't know what it holds for Pep's future. I mean, they are 5th in the league. It's not like they are like Manchester United being 10th or 12th in the league, but overall still, like, compared to City standards, this has not been their perfect form of play. And I don't think that it is even it can even be considered. 1 second. Just getting my action right. Yeah, all right. Yeah, so yeah, Manchester City. I mean, it has definitely been a concerning form for Manchester City. But no matter what you think about Manchester United and Pep Guardiola and Amorim and all our players, I think City right, even in the rough patch of City, we would have still expected City to win, because we as Manchester United are so easy to sort of play through. But eventually we came out on top, and I would go as far as to say that the better team won today. Manchester City were looking way off it. Manchester City were not looking absolutely in the game in which they would be able to dominate the play or anything as such. I almost felt like they were a smaller team playing against Manchester United, looking at the defensive line, looking at how compact they were in their own half. I mean, that is very unlike City. I think Pep set up in a particular way just to counter, which again, you do not associate with City because they are more dominant on the play. But once we look at the stats, which we are going to look into in this live stream and video, you will see that overall the possession play, the passing, the shots, etc., were pretty even by both the teams. So yeah, I mean, all of that being said, we're going to dive right in, because I cannot wait to start talking about this match. So let's start with that. But in this video, what you can expect is we are going to break down the match play by play. We are going to do player ratings. We are going to do manager ratings. We are going to go to give our overall verdict on the team, on the play, on the performance, and how the particular field of play went. We are going to throw light on a few highlights during this particular match, which I can't show here, but I will talk about it. And yep, I think without further ado, let's get started with our match reaction. All right, so Manchester City versus Manchester United. We will be going through the match report. We will be going through the player positioning. We will be going through the passing action. But before that, let me give the overview for anybody who is watching this as part of the as an unknown. If you've not watched the match, I've just watched the highlights. I think the highlights of this match would be that the City's game can be summed up as no chance creating actions, hardly any chances from open play. I think there were only a couple of chances in which Foden took a couple of shots. De Bruyne had taken a shot, but Haaland was no show again. I think Haaland has been in a terrible run of form, and when your team is suffering, you would expect someone like Haaland, who is a world-class striker, to step in and sort of like step on his authority to an extent. But yeah, Haaland has been a no-show again. And overall, I think City's performance was more on the defensive end. They were very compact in the midfield. They were very compact in their half of the play as well. They were happy to let United have the ball, which is very unlike City. You don't see City give up a lot of possession of the ball as well. So it is very unlike them. And overall, I think the first half was combined of an equal level of feeling each other out as a team. Yes, they had better chances. I think in the first half we didn't have a touch in the opposition box at all or something. So yeah, I think in the first half we lacked the attacking threat to an extent. Even up until the 80th minute, I don't think we had many good chances. Yes, there were a few, especially coming from Ahmad. We're going to come on to Ahmad because Ahmad is on my thumbnail, and Ahmad has to be the man of the match because the way he was dribbling past City's players, the way he won the penalty, and the way he got the winner for us, I think it was like absolutely insane. Yeah, overall, I think to an extent, City were happy. It almost felt like after going 1-0 up, to sit back and defend their goal and just to get 3 points. It felt like City just wanted to get a win under their belt. They were not looking to demolish Manchester United. I think if the City team came into this match with an attitude that we will, just demolish Manchester United like they have done in the past, they might have gotten a result out of it, even a winner. But they were playing very pragmatically. They were playing very conservatively, which you don't see from a Pep side. And I think they just let Manchester United have the ball too much. And when you are sitting back that deep, Manchester United, on the other hand, looked very comfortable passing. Yes, there were a few nervy times here and there, which is expected in a field of play when you're playing against Manchester City. But overall, I think they had a bit more comfort on the ball. I think the passing in between the lines has improved quite a lot. I think there's a bit of a chemistry between the players, which was seen in the match today. We are going to talk about each team as well, what was the lineup, what they selected to go ahead with as well. But overall, I think Amorim got it spot on today. And yeah, I mean, it could have easily been a game where we saw more goals. City had a couple of more chances. We had a couple of more chances. This could have ended being a 3-3. I had predicted this to be a draw, 2-2. I had predicted that they will score first, but we will come back. And in the end, we got a winner. I mean, a sweet winner. I mean, there's no two ways in saying that City were robbed. They were not robbed. I think we were robbed of a clear penalty in my opinion. But then again, in the end, you get the win and you move on. And it doesn't do much for us on the table front. I mean, we're still, I think, 10th or 11th on the table. But what it does is it just boosts our confidence to an utmost level. And I think that is what is most important right now, that we are able to create this opportunity wherein not only are we defeating one of the better teams in Europe right now. They were the best team in Europe, but their form has not been so in the past month and a half. And this is a Manchester City crisis, in my opinion, as well. Right, I've been going on I think in a single breath or something. So yeah, let me get a couple of things done straight. Yeah. Just checking if everything is working fine or not before we dive into it. All right, so let me take a sip of my energy drink. Not that you need one after you have defeated Manchester City, but I still do. It's very late where I am. Diallo, we have got a first chat on Twitch. Diallo, Ahmad running down the wing. Ahmad, absolutely. Ahmad is the bloody hero. I mean, on YouTube, he's on my thumbnail. And what a player Ahmad has been. Like, I think he's like, to an extent, I almost felt like Ahmad would have created a few more chances right from the first get-go, but Ahmad like showed his quality in the second half. And I think, I mean, City couldn't deal with Ahmad, and to think that Ahmad was not getting so much game time under Ten Hag is absolutely criminal. And yep, I think Diallo, Ahmad running down the win. Ahmad has to be the chant. And yeah, I mean, Garnacho and Rashford were not selected in the team. So let's get to the team. I think Manchester City set up with the three centre backs, and they had a lot more attacking concentration in terms of players. With Foden, with Grealish coming on, Doku was there, Haaland was there, De Bruyne. I think De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva were hardly even noticed in this particular match. De Bruyne to an extent as well, but Bernardo Silva was absolutely lost. And yeah, I mean, City could have easily made it. Could have easily thought that this is going to be an easy win for them, but I mean, Manchester United teams showed their quality today under Amorim, and Amorim has got the absolute result against Pep by defeating him while he was sporting manager a month and a half back, and now he defeated him with being Manchester United manager. And it is insane to even think that you can defeat Pep being the manager of two different teams within a span of a month and a half. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. But such is the genius of our new manager. Bean on Twitch, if you're watching, I mean, let me know what you thought about the match, man. Like, it's absolutely like this match was off the charts in terms of the way I was screaming like off our fucking chair or something like that. But yeah, I mean, let's get into the match report as well. So if you look at the match summary, and this is from Who Scored, they have given the pros and cons, what the team did good and did not do good. So yeah, for Manchester City, they were effective at creating goal-scoring opportunities from set pieces. They scored from a corner. I mean, how do we get better at defending corners? I have no bloody idea. Amorim has spoken that we don't have too much height on the pitch, and I think that is where his team selection also lied today to an extent, especially in terms of our centre backs. But yep, I mean, they scored from a set piece, so yep, that was there. They could have scored another one from a set piece as well, but they did get their goal from that. And for the styles of Manchester City, they had large quantity of possession in their opponent's half, favored long shots, attacked on the left side, and favored through balls. I think right side was more, left side where Doku and Grealish played were more concentrated in terms of attacking for Manchester City. But I think both Ahmad, Mazraoui and De Ligt on the right hand side locked them the fuck down. Like, they did not get any field of play. They did not get any joy coming down the left wing. Like, Mazraoui has been such a consistent defender for us, even when the team has been performing shit. Like, Mazraoui has just taken the reins by his own hand, and Mazraoui against Doku, and then with De Ligt doubling up to assist him, and Ahmad as well. I think they did not get any joy. Like, no crosses, nothing that were dangerous. Manchester City were not looking dangerous. That's the word. But anyways, let's look at Manchester United. Right. So we stole the ball too often from the opposition, and I think this will be very evident from when I show how many fouls we created, because we had created, I think, 13 or 14 fouls, I think, in the game, and they had made just 3 or 4 fouls. This game was physical. This game was a lot more physical. I'm going to come to what will happen in the game as well. And we were effecting at creating goal scoring opportunities from through balls and from open play as well. And we were strong at finishing. And as per our weaknesses, we got the number of times Højlund was caught offside was insane. Like, I mean, he just could not time the run very well, and we just could not time our passes to Højlund very well. But he was caught offside quite a few times, and also Manchester City were maintaining a very compact line, not very deep as well. So they were playing the offside trap as well, quite too often. But yeah, I mean, we did give a lot of offsides, and we had a lot more joy on the right side, which was Ahmad's side. Like, Ahmad was absolute. We had decided that we're going to attack from the right side, because again, I think Doku is not very good at coming back and defending as well. So Ahmad had a lot of joy going against Guardiola as well. And yep, I think overall it hangs in the balance. I think even looking at the summary from each of the teams, we understand that Manchester United were a lot more looking threatening, had a lot more guile, had a lot more energy in the field rather than Manchester City. But if you look at the stats again, all right. So attempts 10 in total from both the teams. Manchester City as well as Manchester United. Left side is City, right side is United for me. for you guys on the screen as well. I think left will be City and right will be United. 7 from open play chances created, 6 shots from open play for us. Manchester United 3 chances from 3 set pieces. We had only 1 counter attack. We had 2 penalty. We had 1. I think penalty we should have had 2, but then it was 1. Their conversion rate was more. Our conversion rate was more because again we scored 2 goals because we had equal amount of shots, which is good to see. Now, if you look at the pass types, again it's pretty much hangs in the balance. 513 to 487, not too much of a difference. 20 crosses to 10, quite a few difference. But those crosses were not very threatening as well. Delete and Maguire had locked Haaland down. I had not thought I would say Haaland and Maguire in the same sentence, with Maguire getting the better of Haaland. I mean, that is insane. When the team news came out and I was like, Maguire, that's a choice. I mean, I could have maybe put Euro there, but Maguire, and it showed. Maguire was very, very steady holding the defensive line. He cleared the ball really well. He read the crosses really well. Did not let Haaland have anything. He did quite a few tackles as well, even sliding tackles as well. I think Maguire had a very good game against Haaland, and that is something that I would not have imagined saying for Maguire. And yeah, I mean, you should give the credits where it's due, and I think Amorim knew that height was at play, especially with the crosses. So he put Martinez towards the left centre back, put Delete and Maguire towards the center, and then we had Mazraoui in the right wing back position, assisting out on both ends. So yeah, I think that worked really well for us. And then through balls, they've had 4, we've had 2. I wouldn't guess that, but anyways, that and long balls 49-43, and short passes again pretty much in the same. So if you look at the passing stats, it hangs pretty much in the balance, like I was mentioning at the beginning. Card situations again. The total card, I think Anthony Taylor did well in not booking too many players in a match like this, which has a lot of emotions, which has a lot of thought behind. 1 second. Let me get this one thing right. All right, that would not work. I'm just trying to figure one thing out. 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. I mean, Amorim is giving his press conference live right now, so I don't know how that's going to turn out. I would like to get a few of his quotes before I finish the stream. So we'll try to do that, but let me get a couple of things going over here. Yeah, all right. So let me gather my thoughts back again after fixing a couple of technical issues. Right. So when I look at the card situation and the fouls, again, if you look at the fouls stats, like I was saying, we had committed 14 fouls to their 5. Those were very small fouls as well. But what happened with the card situation is that, I mean, Kyle Walker will not even get a nomination for the worst actor in any kind of an award show, because that was absolutely stupid. He and Haaland had a coming together, and then they had words exchanged at each other. Kyle Walker comes raring to go at Haaland with his head up front, and Haaland bumps him in the head, and he falls down like Neymar falls down. Like he's basically, I heard someone say he's the Neymar of EPL, and that's crazy, and he should be ashamed the way he fell down, acted for like a good couple of minutes trying to get Haaland booked and sent off. And then the VR had a look. They had a clearing. There was a coming together between other players as well, but nothing too major. And those were the only cards given out by Anthony Taylor, which was yellow card to both Haaland and Kyle Walker for that coming together. Now, do I agree with the yellow card on Haaland? No. But did he engage in a heated argument? He did. So that's fine. But there were a few situations wherein there could have been yellow cards produced, especially when I look at the tackle that was done on Ahmad, where we got the penalty. He had jumped into Matthias Nunes had jumped into Ahmad with both his legs up, and it could have been a booking as well. But again, I think overall Anthony Taylor did well to keep the card in his pocket. He was not ready to book players because you know that this is going to be an emotionally charged match. This is the Manchester derby, so you expect this to be that. So, but in the end, I think what worked well for us in this situation is the fact that Anthony Taylor did not look very eager to steal the spotlight in a game like this, because he let the match flow quite a few times. He let advantage play quite a few times. He didn't stop the play too many times, which is good to see as a referee. Where I did think he got it maybe a bit wrong was the tackle by Diaz on Højlund, in which Diaz doesn't even get a touch of the ball. And again, when you look at it real time, it's difficult to tell because they are. I mean, the ref view is blocked by both the bodies in the front, which is Diaz and Højlund trying to mess about in the box. But when you look at when you look at it from the VAR's point of view, when you don't get a clear touch on the ball and you have wrapped your leg around the attacker, how on earth is it not a penalty? Like, it's worth looking. They dismissed the penalty very quickly, and I think I can be wrong, but I think that the commentator said that we can't book or we can't give a penalty for this in a match like this. Agreed that this can be a reasoning maybe when it's a foul situation outside the box, maybe when no team stands to gain from it much. But in a game like this, penalties do matter quite some bit. So yeah, I did think that decision was a little bit dicey. Again, we won the match in the end, so there won't be too much scrutiny on it. But if we had not won the match, if it would have ended in a draw or a loss for Manchester United, there could have been more scrutiny on Anthony Taylor and the VAR official. I don't know who that was for this given. Did Haaland play this game? Says the chat on YouTube. I mean, exactly that. Like, did Haaland even play in this game? Because he was. If Maguire can lock out Haaland, I mean, you can only imagine how it's going to be like for other defenders who play better than Maguire. I mean, I don't think Haaland had a single completed pass or a touch in the box. He did not have. I don't think he had any shot taken at the target either as well. So Gokul on YouTube raises a fair point. I don't think Haaland even was a show. Haaland was there on my FPL for quite some time. I hung on to him even when people had lost faith in him. But when you can't score against a team even like this, I don't think. Again, you can't just be a penalty box striker when your team is struggling. You need to try to be involved in the creation of a goal. And Haaland is nowhere near a player for that particular thing. I think he's one of the best in the world for being a penalty box striker. But more than that, I don't think. Compared to Højlund, who did a beautiful through pass for Bruno to get on the back of one-on-one with the keeper, and Bruno fluffed it. He tried to dink it over the keeper and it went wide. I mean, it could have easily been a 3-1 game for us. You never know. But anyways, that was the field of play. That was all the fouls that were being created. So the only cards shown were to Højlund and Kyle Walker. And yep, that was it about the passes, shots, and the foul situation. So now if you look at the attacking side for both the teams, firstly, Manchester City were attacking more from the left side, which was Doku and Grealish's side, and it was pretty evident. But Mazraoui and Delit and Ahmad had that side locked down and ready to go. I mean, nothing was sort of working out for them towards that left side. And for Manchester United, we had more attacking prowess from the right hand side, which was Ahmad's side. And yeah, I mean, Ahmad showed in the end why he deserves to be the man of the match for this particular match as well. He created the chances. He had flair. He got the penalty on him by Nunez, and which gave us the opportunity to draw the game. And within a couple of minutes, he scores us the winner, which with an amazing, excellent pass and spot by Martinez to the tee. I mean, what a pass that was by Martinez. So yeah, I mean, even the chance which Bruno missed, which was a through ball put through by Højlund, Mazraoui did very well to avoid the defense of Manchester City, gives the pass to Ahmad, who runs at the defenders on the right wing, passes it to Højlund, and then Højlund plays a through ball to Garnacho. To Bruno, and then unfortunately Bruno couldn't put it in the back of the net. But I mean, it's great to see. These are positive signs for Manchester United, and what a win it was. If you look at shot directions as well for both the teams, again, if you see for Manchester City, majority of the shots came from the middle, because they did not get, even though the attacking sides were from the wings, they did not get much joy from those sides as well. So this was mostly, they were trying to attack through the midfield. I think Foden had taken a couple of shots. I think De Bruyne had taken a shot. I don't think Bernardo Silva or Haaland had taken any shot. I think Haaland maybe has taken one, but I don't think very significant shots were taken by either of those players. For us, if you see, 50% from the middle and roughly about equal from either side of the wings, which is good again. But I would also like to see the short zones, because that's where we lack to see. All right. So in the last match reaction, which is there on my channel, which I'd done, after looking at that match reaction, I wanted to do a comparison of all the kinds of short zones that existed before Amorim and after Amorim, because I remember I used to go at it every single time in my match reaction that we cannot work the ball into the box, and that does not create clear chances for us. We are just very content in shooting from outside the box. It is absolutely insanely good to see that Amorim has trained it out of Manchester United players to stop taking shots from impossible angles from outside the box. Like, if the shots were if you start taking shots from outside the box, which how City were today, if you see, City had 50% of their shots taken from outside the box, 40% from inside the 18 yards box, and 10% inside the 6 yards box. And I think that 10%, that one shot would be the shot which was from the corner, the header from Guardiola. For us, we could not work the ball inside the 6 yards box, but 70% of our shots were from inside the 6 yards, inside the 18 yards box, and that is what we want to see. More chances inside the box, that gives us clear-cut chances to shoot. More chances, less shots from outside the box, which again, gives up the ball to the opposition to again counter on us. So it's great to see that Amorim has trained it out of our players, or he's at least working towards it. And yep, I think these were the major things that I wanted to talk about, the stats. So after we have done that, let's look at the lineup for our teams, and I'm going to bring that up on the screen right now. Let me get it up for me. All right. Yeah, so this was the team for both the teams. I think I had to cut Ederson out because again, Ederson was sort of like going off the screen for me. But for all of you guys, in this particular who scored graphic, red is Manchester City for some reason, and blue is Manchester United for some reason. And do not get confused, blue does not mean City here, because as we all know, Manchester is red today, and Manchester is rejoicing being red. Football is safe today with the 115 charges and the 130 charges hanging on Manchester City. But yep, so let's look at how we had formed. This is okay, so this formation that is there on who scored right now is the ending formation that we had, in which we had Anthony, Meno, Ugarte, Fernandes, Dalot, Zirkzee, all of them playing together, like sort of blocking the midfield when we were defending. But this was not the original lineup. So let me try to get the original lineup if possible, if it's possible at all on who scored. If it's not possible on who scored, I need to change this part so that I can discuss about the original lineup. Let me check. So let's look at how we had started the game with. All right, so first, this was a lineup to begin with. We had Onana at goal, Martinez, Maguire, and De Ligt as our centre backs for this game. We had Dalot in our left wing back position, Mazraoui in our right wing back position. Then we had Ugarte and Bruno in the midfield, and we had Mount and Ahmad as our attacking midfielders, and then we had Højlund. And on the bench, we had Menu, Anthony, Zirkzee, Yoro, Lindelof, Bayindir, Malacia, Casemiro, Eriksen. Who are the two missing? That's Rashford and Garnacho. And again, I think there will be more coming out in the eventual coming couple of days as to why both Rashford and Garnacho were not selected. At the beginning of the game or towards the end of the game, I didn't see any quote from Amorim apart from him saying that they trained well. I had a WhatsApp conversation with them where I informed that they're not going to be a part of the team, and that I don't know why that is. We will get to know that, of course. But that Rashford and Garnacho did not even feature in the team. So that was it for our starting lineup. This was our starting lineup. For Manchester City, you guys can't see the lineup on the screen, and I don't really care because it doesn't really matter what their lineup was as for the discussion right now, because they lost the match. But any which ways, when we look at the players, I think I was hopeful because again the Mount was starting this game, and I think he had played only a couple of games prior to this where he was getting a few minutes off on the field. However, within 14 minutes, as you can see, Mount goes down with another injury and he's out again. I mean, at this point, I just think Mount is broken. I just think that Mount cannot withstand an intensity, a game which has a lot more intensity. And for some reason, I think it's difficult when for players like Luke Shaw and Mount, when you have been out in from the action for so long, to come back into a game and then expect that your body is going to react very naturally. It's been, I think, a year and a half, or at least about 2 years, that Mount has not been able to play consistent games. When we bought him from Chelsea, he was already injured. And then again, as soon as he came and started playing for us, he got injured again, and then injured again. I think he had 4 different injuries, or 4 recurring injuries since the time he joined Manchester United. It hasn't even been a full, complete 2 years as well, two seasons as well. So I think it's going to be very difficult for Mount to find a place back. I think Mount might just remain a squad player, and that is not because he doesn't have talent or he's not a good player. It's only because he can't keep himself fit. I think Mount maybe will be able to play just 1 game a week, maybe at the most, 90 minutes a week at the most. And it's a very expensive error from our end because we got him from 60 million, which was not dirt cheap. So yeah, I think it was a disappointment to see Mount go off. But then Menu came in, and once Menu came in, then the midfield looked like Bruno went into Mount's position in the attacking midfield, and Menu joined Ugarte in the defensive midfield position. And I think I had in my lineup prediction started Menu, and I think Menu and Ugarte work along very, very well. Excuse me. Both are energetic, both cover a lot of the ground, both are very good at intercepting passes, both are very good at man marking, and that is what we need from our central defenders. They need to be pace, they need to have pace to track back. They need to have the tenacity to go into tackles and recover the balls in tricky situations. So I think overall they covered the defenders really well, and I think that just enhanced the game of Maguire to an extent. Maguire was not left in a one-on-one situation with Haaland. He was not left to defend the line on his own. So I think them both come into the picture. Both Meno and Ugarte did really, really well. And and I think Onana again conceived the goal from the header, which was again can't do much about it. Maybe dive for the sake of diving. But even then, when Foden was taking a couple of shots from outside the box, he still did not look like he was going to save any of those shots if they went in. So I don't know. Onana for the past couple of games has been slacking. I don't know why that is. But at least, I mean, at least we won this game and we did not concede any more than that header from corners. We need to get better at defending corners. We need to. This has been a trouble for Manchester United for forever, it almost feels like. But yeah, so I just wanted to show you guys what the lineup was at the beginning of the match. So let's come back to who scored, and now let's look at our players and our player ratings. So firstly, I think I'm going to start with, I think for the player ratings as well, I'm going to go back to FOTMOB because it's very confusing when you're giving me the closing lineup. All right, so for the player ratings, I think very easily Ahmad will be a standout performer for me. I mean, up until the 80th minute, I didn't even think that I would give Ahmad the man of the match. I think I was because we were losing the game. I was thinking that maybe I would have to give the man of the match to maybe Delit and Mazraoui because they had solid performances. But then Ahmad steals the show in 10 minutes to go of the game. So yeah, so Ahmad I would give a solid 9. I mean, I can't expect more from Ahmad, maybe to be honest. So Ahmad I'm going to give a 9, star performer. Højlund I'm going to give, again, Højlund did a couple of good passes through balls. He did not get any shot of, I don't think. He could have won a penalty. He was putting in a shift. He was doing good. In this game, I don't want to give anybody an average rating because every player performed well. So for Højlund, I'm going to go for a 6.6 as is given here by Fortmob. I think I agree with the rate. I agree with the rating here. For Mount, I have to give an average 6 because Mount just performed for 14 minutes and then he was off. So I don't know. I can't give him any rating based on that. So it's going to be an average 6. For Dalot, I think Dalot played well. We were trying to look for the long ball to Dalot so many times, and he was a lot more in the attacking position than Mazraoui to an extent. So yeah, I think Dalot did play well, so I'm going to give him a 6.5. Ugarte and Bruno. Again, Ugarte, I'm going to give him a 7.5, 7.8. I think he was steady. He did a lot of interceptions, good on the ball, good off the ball, good positioning. Everything was worked well for Ugarte. And then we have Bruno. Bruno scored the penalty, could have scored another goal and did create a lot of chances, but also gave away the balls way too many times. So for Bruno, I'm going to give a rating of 8 for this game. Again, that penalty was a very good penalty. He could have scored another goal. In that case, I would have given him a 9. So yeah, the Informa is 8.6. I'm going to give Bruno an 8. Mazraoui has been performing like a 7.6 to 8 in every bloody game. Even if we have bad games as a team, I think Mazraoui, I would give in this match. I'm going to give Mazraoui a solid 8. I know a couple of times Doku did get the better of him, but then I think he recovered really well. Tillit and Mazraoui seemed to have a very good understanding between them. So yep, I think I'm going to give Mazraoui an 8 as well. Same like Fernandes. Tillit, Maguire, both of them I'm going to give a 7.8, 7.8 each. They did not let Haaland have the ball. Haaland was not noticeable. Haaland just gave away fouls, and they did not let the attackers have much joy. So I'm going to give both of them 7.8, 7.8. Martinez for the assist, and for the assist alone, he gets the 0.2 extra from the other two defenders and gets an 8 in my books. And when I look at the substitutes, Menu played immensely well. I'm going to give Menu the same as I gave Ugarte, 7.8 if I'm not wrong. Anthony played really well. I'm going to give Anthony a 6.5, 6.6, same as Rasmus. Anthony added a lot of energy. He did look like he was trying to fit into the team really well as well. And the first chance for Bruno, the ball for Bruno, there was a good cross that could have been for Anthony as well. But unfortunately, it was not to be. Otherwise, he might have even created a goal-scoring opportunity. So I'm going to give Anthony a 6.8. Joshua Zirkzee, not noticeable, but I'm not going to give anybody average in this match. So I'm going to give Zirkzee a 6.5. Lenny Yoro was solid again. Once he came on, 10-15 minutes, did not let Haaland have the ball, was there for heading it out. He's again a developmental player, so I'm going to give him a 6.8 as well. And Lindelof just came in for the last few minutes because we wanted to take Ahmad off as an attacker and go into a shape like how who scored is showing here. So towards the end, we had 4 centre backs playing, which was Yoro, Lindelof, Maguire, Martinez. This was at extra time, and then we had just locked down the entire midfield with Menu, Ugarte, Fernandes, Dalot, and Anthony. And that's how we saw the game off, and that's how we won. And that's my rating for this game for every player. And for as a team, I would give our team overall a solid 8 for this particular match, because we showed resilience, we showed good momentum on the ball. Yes, there will always be areas to improve, but I think to go at Etihad and defeat Manchester City with the kind of form that we are in is an immense result. And I'm going to give everybody the plaudits, and I'm going to give our team a solid 8 out of 10 rating. And for Amorim, Mr. Ruben Amorim, who has defeated Pep twice with 2 different teams in a span of a month and a half, he deserves, in my opinion, a solid 10 on 10. He got his team selection right. He put his foot down with Rashford and Garnacho. What it is about, I need to see. I do not want to do spread rumors, so I don't know much about it. So I'm going to learn about it, and I'm going to put up a tweet, so you can follow me on Twitter as well. And yep, so for Ruben Amorim, it's going to be a solid 10 on 10 from my end. I don't see any flaws with the team that he picked, nor any flaws with the substitution, because the substitutions were very tricky because they would take away the momentum from our team. But again, I mean, we did it. We absolutely did it. So yeah, I think overall it was very, very good management by Ruben Amorim, and he gets a 10 on 10. And if you are a Manchester United fan, or even if you're not, if you just wanted to see Manchester United win, which I would not know why you would want to see Manchester United win if you're not a Manchester United fan, but even then, give this video a like, share, and subscribe, and would love your support. That has been it for my particular reaction for Manchester City versus United. I've been ranting for about 45 minutes, I think, and overall, this was a game which I would not have guessed would go down in a way that it went, to be honest. Let's quickly look at if there has been any tweet from worth noticing. So let me get this up. Let me get this up. I'm just opening up x.com, which formerly known as Twitter, to see any quote which is worth noticing for this particular match. Oh my god, this has to be, oh wow, I just this is absolutely insane. Rasmus Højlund, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, what a guy. I need to be able to put this up on screen. This has to be up on screen for me, for everybody to see. This deserves to get the spotlight. So let me see if I can do that. Okay, so you guys can see now the screen. Rasmus on Instagram post the picture of the feud between Rasmus and Kyle Walker with the tagline, "Manchester is red, violets are blue. What a brilliant performance, but the Oscar goes to..." Oh my god, what a shithousery. I am here for it. I'm all absolutely here for it. Fabrizio has just posted this on X. I mean, what a guy. What a guy. I mean, Rasmus, just one critique there. Even Oscars would not want to be associated with such a shitty acting, but you never, but that was funny. So yeah, that was Rasmus Højlund. I mean, that is absolutely insane. I mean, wow. Such is the celebrations. Manchester is red, ladies and gentlemen. The Premier League has officially said it. The Premier League's official X handle had said it. Manchester is red, and we have defeated Manchester City 2-1. And I think that is where I will end with a like on the tweet, and you guys can also like this particular reaction and also come hang out with me. So that has been it for my reaction for Manchester City versus United. If you guys want to see anything else, just let me know in the comments below, and I'm going to see you. I'm going to be starting my stream of my FC25 Manchester United career mode, which is coming up. Let me change this first. All right, yes, full screen. Okay, so Manchester United versus Manchester United career mode in FC25 season 2 for us. We finished season 1 in the Champions League position number 4 and 4th in the league, and we did a lot of transfers for our second season. So we are going to start that in just about, I think, 15 minutes or so. And before we do that, I'm just going to take a quick break, and I'm going to see you guys in my next stream, which is going to be coming up in the next 10-15 minutes of my FC25 career mode. Until then, take care.